So Jesus has arrived in Jerusalem. We've had the triumphant entry of Palm Sunday, the glory and the hallelujahs that were ringing out. And now in the next chapter and a half, we start to see the opposition forming and starting to question him, starting to undermine him. And this week, on Monday, Wednesday and Friday, I'm going to post some reflections on Holy Week, reflections on what God is doing through Jesus in that time. So today, Mark chapter 11 through to halfway through chapter 12, well worth reading for yourself. Just get the story as it unfolds during Holy Week. But here we see two different reactions to Jesus. One is fear and one is amazement. So time and again you'll hear that the religious leaders are fearful of Jesus, but also of the crowd that are supporting Jesus. And so it stops them and it inhibits them and it stops them connecting with God. But there are others who respond with amazement to what Jesus is saying and what Jesus is doing. And they open up to God and they start to receive from him. So two different reactions. And in the season that we find ourselves, the reaction of fear is just so easy to see all around us. And yet amazement is the heart and the start of worship, of looking afresh at Jesus and receiving from him. One of Jesus' followers, John, wrote some letters towards the end of his life. And in 1 John he says this, that perfect love casts out all fear. And Jesus, halfway through chapter 12, is questioned by a young man, a religious zealot, and questioned as to what the greatest commandment is. And Jesus responds by saying, love the Lord your God, all of your heart and soul and mind and strength, and love your neighbour as yourself. Perfect love drives out all fear. So I pray for you in this season, this can be a season of love, a season of amazement, a season of worship, a season of receiving from God himself. And the author Gerard Kelly said this, God help you this day to choose faith over fear, worship over worry, service over self. And if comfort comes calling, may courage answer the door.